YouTube, Sequence Chubby here with a review of the Power Rangers Dino Charge Dino Cycles Wave 2, featuring the Dino Cycles with the Gold Ranger and the Graphite Ranger. I picked both of these up from Walmart.com for $14.99 a piece, and like the previous Dino Cycles, they are made up of the Deinonychus swords, but these ones are a little bit different. The back ones are still the same, but the front ones now feature a weapon piece that can be functioning with the Rangers, as well as being plugged into the Zords. You can see these spiky things up here on Graphite Cycle, and then on Gold Cycle we have this little like thunder-shaped spiky head crest thing. But so they still both are Deinonychus swords, but they get a little bit of flair, I suppose. And both obviously do feature a slightly posable 5-inch gold and graphite figure. So if you can't find the actual action hero molds, you can get these and have a substitute at least. So pretty simple. Let's go ahead and get these open and take a look. Here we have the Gold Dino Cycle and the Graphite Dino Cycle. So let's just go ahead and start with gold. So here's the Gold Dino Cycle. It rolls and falls over just like a real bike. If you've seen my previous Dino Cycle reviews, this really isn't any different than what we got before. However, it is in some cool new colors. We got a pretty simple blue. It's just like a normal run-of-the-mill blue here for the front Deinonychus, while the back one here is this lime green color, which is actually kind of cool. It's a really oddball sort of color combination, but hey, I like it. It's very neon. It's very G2. All you Transformers people. So anyway, if you pop the Gold Ranger out right here, like the previous bike figures, it's about the same one that we will see in the Dino Zord armor thing. But solid figure, simple articulation right here, swivel at the shoulder. That's what that is. A single elbow joint, single knee joint, and a swivel at the hip. Enough to get him in a bike riding position, but not enough to have really any fun with it. You do have the Gold Morpher right there, the Terra Morpher, or whatever the heck they're calling it, I forgot. Right there, which is nice. It's sculpted nice. So details are there, they're just not fully represented via the paint. But a lot better than previous bike figures, for sure. So he is there. He can act as a stand-in until you find the actual Gold Ranger figure, since a lot of people are still having difficulty finding him. I have yet to see the actual figures in my stores after I got my initial one, but that is a topic for a different day. So here is the actual cycle. Like I said, blue, green, 2 Deinonychus, making out down at the bottom. They make a boner cycle. What is kind of cool about these is that these ones are molded a little bit differently to include a weapon up on the front portion of the bike. So this will just pop right out, just like that. Not the easiest thing in the world, but that will pop right out. And so your figure, despite the fact that it has no frickin' swivel, can hold on to the weapon. Just like that. So he's like, I'm going to stab you now. But, of course, you can take the normal, everyday 5-inch figure and have him wield this little pokey stick thing. So that is something you can do. So it includes a little weapon. Makes it a little bit different than the normal-looking Dino Cycles we had in Wave 1. So that is kind of neat. And you just sort of plug that back in there. And, as always, these do split apart via the ZordBuilder port right there. But again, like the Wave 1 Dino Cycles, there's no real movement in these. So he's always hunched over, look like he's going to just rip a massive fart. And this one back here, actually you do need to remove the... no you don't. He sits just fine with the weapon still on his butt. So there you go, there's your 2 additional Deinonychuses for the Gold Cycle. And here's the Graphite Cycle, which I'm actually very, very fond of. It is orange in the front and kind of darker blue in the back. It's you can kind of put them side by side. You can see it's a little bit darker blue than the front of the Deinonychus of the Gold Cycle. But I'm fond of this because blue and orange are the colors of the Detroit Tigers, and baseball is about the only sport I pay attention to. So I am very fond of this cycle. It's like the Tiger Cycle. But anyway, here is your little graphite figure. Again, a suitable stand-in until you can find the actual action hero. But not too great. He's very, very gray. Lots of gray everywhere, and then silver, so he just looks like the most boring figure in the universe. But what can you do? Same level of articulation as the gold figure, so nothing too crazy there. But like I said, it can stand there and act as a stand-in until you find the normal figure. Bike, very simple, same mold, except you do have a new weapon up here embedded into the skull of the bike. It's really hard to get out. But this one has a little bit of a more plain looking peg, and it's just this sort of weird spiky weapon. I don't even know what to call that, but nothing too crazy there. So there's the bike without any sort of weapons, and then just plug this in right there, and now he's got like a wicked do. He's a rock star Deinonychus, and like all the other bikes, you can flip him around and form the two little Deinonychuses. And of course, if you were so inclined, you can go ahead and combine these differently. So you can just have an overly blue Dino Cycle. If you wanted to give Coda a cycle, this would be the Keitel for Soka. That's Avatar. That would be the cycle for Coda. Overpowering blue, but as always, you can mix and match the cycle components to get a color combination that just feels right to you. Of course, since there's ZordBuilder ports, there is ZordBuilder functionality, but Bandai likes to pretend that the ZordBuilder functionality on this is more fun than it actually is. But you flip that around, and then you just strip the T-Rex of anything that makes him cool, and you basically just go... Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, that's not right at all. Fix your head. There we go. So you're just like, oh, look at me. I got a bike for an arm. Oh, wow. That's amazing. And it like doesn't even work properly. It's hitting things. I'm probably doing something wrong. But you can put the bike on over here, too. And it's like, oh, I got two bikes for arms. Now I'm really kicking butt now. Yeah. So I just checked the instructions. I'm not doing anything wrong. This is just how it's supposed to be. Thrilling, right? One thing you can do that I think is actually kind of funny, you can take the back Deinonychus and just sort of put him on the shoulders, so it just sort of looks like he's hanging out and chilling on top of the Megazord. Again, really stupid, but it popped into my childlike head. You can also take the Terra Charge Megazord and give that wicked awesome and just decapitate the Terra Zord because it doesn't like staying in all that well. But you can give him bike hands too. And he looks just as amazingly dumb as his Dino Charge counterpart. This is like really stupid. So overall, the Dino Cycles are just sort of there. Like I said in the previous review, if you're going to get a Dino Cycle, get the red one because it's appropriate colored to the one that is in the show. Well, I do like building an army of little Deinonychuses, and that, in my mind, is thrilling because I just like an army of little dinosaurs. That's really the only component of this that has any sort of positive whatsoever. The cycles might be nice on an action hero display, but again, since the only one in the show is the yellow and black one, most people are just going to be fine with that one. There's no real huge draw to these, outside of needing a figure stand-in, maybe, but even that's a really weak recommendation. These just aren't that fun. The ZordBuilder components, you just can't really do a whole lot with these. Previous bikes could act as like skates or alternate legs or something for some of the Megazords, but these ones just act as really awful arms, and to be honest, that's just not really that fun. So I can't give my full recommendation on these. They serve a purpose. It's a very small purpose, but they do serve a purpose. If they interest you, go ahead and pick them up. But if you're on the fence, it's probably best to just leave them on the shelf, where they currently are not at the time of this recording. They're just at Walmart.com. So leave them at Walmart.com, I guess. So thanks for watching, take care, and have a great one. Bye.